The concept of In Honor of the Ones We Love started after my son passed away. After all the experiences that I went through, the one thing that I did learn from all of it was that I had to give back some way. We had to find a way to get equipment and make sure that our families and our loved ones had everything that they needed in this community. We were just a young couple and we were struggling, and we had other family members going through difficult times with cancer. And back then, cancer, we didn't have what we have now. Just going to the blood lab was a big issue, trying to get results. So one of the things that was left in the back of my mind always was, how do we get that? How do we do that? And of course, amazing Norma Brockenshire approached me and said, let's try and do this. And with her help and In Honor, we sure put that blood lab together at that cancer center. From there, we just kept going on, and we kept doing our homework and saying, what is the next thing that we need? What are our priorities, and how can we make a difference, and how can we help?
So that's where In Honor got their start, was based off of, the lived experience of my parents was losing a child to cancer. So most of the initial funds were really put back into oncology services in Windsor. They really took a look at their own personal experience and tried to see, how can we improve our community? What can we do in our community to make an experience like this be better for someone else? And I don't think we ever anticipated that we would get to where we're at today.
My relationship with In Honor began about 16 years ago next week, when I lost a daughter to the same cancer that Anita lost her son from, neuroblastoma. We had mutual friends, and they thought it would be very nice for us to get together and share our story. So we started fundraising. My ex-husband and I started a group called Sparkles from Above, and we did many different fundraisers, with all of our money going to Anita and In Honor. And in return, they took our money and they put it into the city where it was much needed for kids that were fighting cancer and other life-threatening diseases. And that part is a part of me that knows that Dominique was here for a reason, and that makes me very proud. And to know that we're helping up other children, other families, is just something very special.
My son Jack was 12 when he was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma. It had metastasized. And of course, Anita called as soon as she heard. We were in Windsor often for the easier chemos were done in Windsor. In Honor clearly paid for a lot of those rooms there and a lot of the renovations. So, we benefited from that. And In Honor's given a lot of money to Ronald McDonald House, where I spent countless nights. The biggest thing that I benefited from would have been just Anita being there for me.
My brother passed away from glioblastoma. He was very young. He had 3 children of his own. And so Anita approached me about possible fundraising for a gala event, and we got to know each other a little bit better through that. But it wasn't really until my own son passed away that I really understood the magnitude of what Anita had gone through, and just the passion and drive she has for doing things for In Honor, and in honor of her son. Really, it's huge.
We usually have a gala every year, and we also have 3 golf tournaments that we've been running. We run various fashion shows, Potato Fest, and the funds all go back into our community. They're usually raised for our cancer patients, our mental health, and we try our best to put the money wherever it is needed.
There was the golf tournament that I go to regularly, Potato Fest. There's always something new and creative that her and her girls, Teresa and her daughters, they come up with every year. And even though it's for something that's very sad, we could also embrace it and be happy and know that we're doing it for a good reason. We're helping other kids out, we're helping families out. That's so important.
We have many, many projects that are in this community that our patients are using on a daily basis, like brachytherapy, the hospice village home. The Da Vinci machine is extremely important that we do have this in our community, and I couldn't be more proud of that also.
One of the programs that I'm most proud of is the Little Ninjas program, and that's something that I can really say I've been able to experience. Prior to having my own children, I fundraised for that program because it was such a a beautiful program to watch grow. But also now that I've had my own children, one of my children actually had the opportunity. He has some exceptionalities, and he has the opportunity to participate in the program. So I get to watch the program really from both aspects. Working with our youth. Those are always the programs that are near and dear to my heart.
Ronald McDonald House is another important project. There's nothing more important than being there with your child every moment that you can. Experiencing that myself, not having a Ronald McDonald House at the time of the loss of my child. So when I found out that they were planning on doing something here, I made sure that we were very dedicated to it.
I would say Anita is probably the most determined person I know. And if she has a goal, if she wants to help, she's gonna do it. If she sees a child that needs help, a family that needs help, she'll do, even if she has to take it out of her own pocket, she'll do whatever she has to do to help.
I recall going to Play McGivney, and I could remember there was just grass, nothing there. It was bare land. And I can recall a young boy sitting in a wheelchair outside. And I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful to have some kind of a park or some kind of swing or some kind of activity that he could do? And I said, wait a minute here. We can do this. We're going to have this Play McGivney. And today they have the most amazing playground. I am just over the moon.
Within Honors history, we've been able to find projects that we've determined as essential in our community, and our sponsors always join in and make that possible. So that's a really nice thing.
This community is amazing. You go to them for something, how do we do it? How do we help? It may take a year, it may take 2, but it gets done.
I was reflecting on the fact that Anita lost her son so many years ago. And from that, it compelled her to actually do something for her community. And I think In Honor is actually larger than life. Like, it's well known, it's well respected. The name carries itself. And just in terms of community awareness that they spread, the different things that they've gotten involved in, it's not just one aspect, it's a whole bunch. And where the need is where you're gonna find In Honor.
We just feel that it was so important that we make it family oriented, and our children grew up with it. They don't know any other way. When we first started out, the first banquet that we had, they did the silent auction. They went out in the community and got the gifts and ran the auction, and it's never stopped from there.
It's a really proud moment for my mom to see my sister Tina, myself, and our kids alongside our husbands joining in honor of the ones we love. We do have our own separate careers, and we do try and find a delicate balance of trying to stay as involved as possible because we genuinely just enjoy it, and it's a very important aspect of our life to give back to the community. It's something that's been instilled in us at a very young age, and it's something that I don't think we could ever lose. It's an essential part of us, but also it's been really beautiful watching us instill those things into our children as well.
I never thought after 25 years that we would have accomplished or be here the way we are today. So proud of everybody, so proud of everything, so proud of our community. I want to especially thank my husband, my children, my grandchildren, Teresa Silvestri, Leo, all the wonderful sponsors and all the wonderful friends that have stood by us. And I cannot tell you how proud I am of this community, because without you, thank you, we wouldn't have done what we have done today.